And if you've got kids, maybe you have grandkids, you can only imagine how many are struggling with school this year. Makes you wonder how they're going to do as they continue their education.
Right. That was the fear of one Prior Lake family. That is until their son went through the LearningRx program in his early 20s. And now the job offers are rolling in. Take a look.
I'm a parent and I've watched my girl struggle in different subjects and through different grades. What was that like for you to watch him struggle throughout his entire schooling?
Actually, we knew early on when Kyle was in first grade, actually one of his teachers, Miss Anderson, actually brought to our attention that we should really have him tested for ADD. And at that time, I think I was in denial as a parent, thinking, I'm not going to put a label on my child, but actually I moved forward with it and we were very grateful we did.
At age 20, Kyle Monesto graduated from the LearningRx program.
You know, I've done a lot of these stories. I've met people who, kids who have done the program. I've met adults 40 plus. I've met a woman in her 90s that has done the program, but I've never met a 20-year-old who did the program. So at 20 years old, what was it that made you think, I have to do something?
I guess I always associated my memory issues with ADD, which is kind of something I was diagnosed with at an early age. I found out that I also struggled with some short-term memory loss, which, just all kind of mashed together.
I always knew that Kyle was so smart, but to be able to retain the information, daily school was good, but the testing aspect was his biggest challenge by far. And we all know as parents, we all know through the grading system, that's where the grades lie.
He was tested here at LearningRx in middle school, but it wasn't until after his first year of college that Kyle actually began brain training.
Basically, we brought back to him, coming out of college, coming home for the summer, we said, Kyle, we started talking about it that spring, about when you come back for the summer, it'd be great for you to look at this program again. And actually, we were very blessed that he said, I'd be interested in looking at that.
And I kind of wish I would have done it earlier, but at the same time, for somebody who didn't want to learn in the first place, I can guarantee you 100% that I took 10 times more out of it at age 20 than I would have in high school, being forced to go.
He was engaged and he wanted to learn. So for us as parents, I was very excited to see his desire to improve himself.
Right after I got out of the program, it was something that I kind of had to force my brain to do, all these practices and stuff that they trained me there. But it probably only took like a year after that, and it just happened kind of automatically. Like, I don't second think it anymore.
It just clicks.
Exactly. Yeah,
School
I don't
just
even
clicks.
realize it's happening. Yeah, exactly. It's just in the background working and doing his thing.
It clicks so much that you graduated college. What's your degree?
Yeah, aviation maintenance. I'm an A&P mechanic working on aircraft. I went over to Embry-Riddle. It's a very rigorous program, and hours and hours and hours of studying outside of class. So I honestly don't think I could have gotten past as well as I did without the program.
Wow, that's incredible. And I hear that you just got a new job, but several companies were wanting you to come work for them.
Yes, I just applied as many places I could, apply at. And I was thinking in my head, given the situation that we're in these days, I'm only gonna get like 1 or 2 offers, and it was gonna be a super easy decision. But no, I got 5 offers, and I had a really big decision to make.
Sean, when you think of the struggles that your son had through elementary, middle school, high school, and then into college, and now you see he's got 5 companies coming after him. He's got, he had to make a decision on where he wanted to work, which not a lot of people get to do. How does that make you feel as a parent?
Very, very proud. I mean, we saw, actually when he was in college too, we saw him actually get honors. So, he was an honors student while he was at Embry-Riddle, which is just amazing. So, very proud as a father.
You're making a big move, right?
Yeah, I'm moving to Portland to work for a company, Horizon Airlines. They fly for Alaska.
You'll be fixing airplanes. That's incredible. That's hard work. I don't even want to know what you have to know to do that.
Oh, yeah. I've seen them firsthand, and looking at the engines myself just is in awe.
Oh, it's 100% worth it, 100%. I would even say 100% worth it these days if you're struggling with it now. Like, pull the trigger on it now, because obviously we're getting a little bit of a break here, and the program itself is not insanely long, but it is super beneficial.
What a story.
I love this so much. LearningRx Executive Director Rich Frieder joins us now live via Skype. Now, Rich, when you see that and you know this family, you know the struggles that he had, and when a college student in particular doesn't get the help they need, this will affect their job performance, and getting that job will be so much more difficult, I would assume.
Well, and not just getting the job, but getting through college becomes difficult. I mean, we meet with a lot of families where their child has tried to go to college, maybe that first or second semester, they're overwhelmed, they can't keep up. It's such a big jump from high school to college. So then, unfortunately, what happens is many go home, many wind up living in their home. We've worked with students in their mid-20s who have lived at home for 4 years and are kind of stuck, or just, they just have limited options. So you can't get through to get the degree that you want, to have the job that you want, and then it really changes your future.
What kind of conversations do you have, Rich, with parents who maybe they have a child who's in elementary school and they're thinking long-term and thinking maybe they didn't go to college, so they might not end up going to college when they grow up? What sort of hurdles, mental hurdles, do you have to help families get over to realize what's possible?
Yeah, well, I think parents have a hard time seeing how changed the child can be, especially if they've struggled for many years, right? And it's just because nothing they've done gets to the root cause of why their child struggles, right? Which is what we actually do. So that's why we have such, amazing stories of students we worked with years ago. There was one that we met with, or I got an email from this summer, who came to us 9 years ago. Her child was in 3rd grade with several learning disability diagnoses, huge struggles. Well, I was invited to his open house for graduation because of the impact we had on him, and he was accepted to all 7 colleges he applied for, and he's at St. Thomas right now. So that's how we can completely change the trajectory of a child. So I would say, those parents, your child's in elementary, middle school, junior high, high school, don't wait to get them assessed and enrolled, because we can absolutely change that. And it's not just college. It's changing how, Kyle's going to do great on his job as well, not just get through the program he needed to get through. So he's set up to really excel.
Rich, always great to have you on.
So
it's cool
great.
to see these
Thank
stories. LearningRx is offering TCL viewers a deal. To learn more about the program, or if you'd like to schedule an assessment, you can call 952-949-6900 and then mention Twin Cities Live. That will get you an initial assessment for just $75.
To show you it's never too late.
No. Oh,
never
goodness,
too
no.
late. Next